All right. Today we are going to be looking at lesson 0.2, daily expectations. So here is our objective. I can explain how our math workshop period will be structured and the expectations of me during this time. So essentially, this is where I'm telling you what I expect you to be doing. So before we go into expectations, preparation, so making sure you're ready for math workshop is important. So here's what you will need: a fully charged Chromebook, your headphones, a pencil, your math log, and your math folder with your due now out on top. And you might need your math book and lesson specific materials. So you are needing to do this and have these materials out at your seat before you line up for lunch or recess. Okay? So you will not be allowed to get in line until you have these materials out. If we don't have these materials out before we go to lunch or recess, then we're wasting time when we get back in. That's not okay. So all of these materials need to be out before you line up. No exceptions. So here's our daily routines for when we get back in from lunch or recess. So you'll have a do now activity, which you'll have about 5 minutes to complete. We'll do a math talk, then we'll have our workshop time for an hour, and then we'll have a closure time for about 10 minutes. So during our do now, here are the expectations. You are in your assigned seat. You go directly there. You go ahead and get your do now completed. And you are also at a voice level of 0. This is not a talking time. This is a get in, get calm, because I know recess can be exciting and lunch can be exciting. So it's important to just take this time to be calm and refocus ourselves back on learning. It's also important that you hold all questions and comments with two exceptions. You're either bleeding, puking, or dying, or there is an actual emergency. This is a time when I am making sure that everything is ready for you and you are working on your do now to make sure you are ready for math. So then we're going to have our math talk. It's important that you sit like a shark. And if you're not quite sure about what that means, we are going to go over it. So don't worry. You're at a voice level 1 and 2. If I ask you to talk to your partner, you're at a voice level 1. If you're sharing with the whole group, you need to be at a voice level 2 so that we can hear you. It's also important that you use the appropriate hand signals. So right here on the side, you can see the hand signals. A fist means you're thinking. A thumbs up means that you have an answer and a strategy that you can explain of how you got your answer. The hang loose sign is that you agree. And when you have fingers out at your chest, that's showing that you have more than one strategy. You hold these at your chest so that it's private and so that only I'm able to see. We also only talk when it's our turn to talk. Otherwise, we'd all be talking all at once and we'd never get anywhere. So active listening is also important. Essentially, what that means, in short, is that when somebody else is talking, you are thinking about what they are saying. You're not thinking about what you want to say. You are thinking about what they are saying. So next we have our workshop time, and that is the bulk of our math workshop. So that'll be 60 minutes. So I wanted to share with you the definition of a workshop. A workshop is a seminar, discussion group, or the like that emphasizes the exchange of and the demonstration and application of techniques, skills, and etc. Okay, lots of big words there, but the focus is discussion group. You will have opportunities to talk to your classmates. Exchange. So this means that you're sharing ideas. Demonstration. You're going to be showing me what you know. Application. So you're going to have activities where you are applying what you've learned. Techniques. We're going to learn different types of ways to solve problems. And skills. So there are certain skills you will be practicing to make sure you are successful. So that all comes from the definition of what a workshop is. So here are your expectations. You are staying on task. You get started immediately, right away. We don't have time for side trips to other people's seats and things like that. You have all of and only the needed materials at your space. You would have taken care of that before recess or lunch, so that shouldn't be an issue. You complete your work doing your very best job. It's important. We're striving for mastery. Talking to your neighbor only when directed. So if you have an issue with a lesson, I might tell you to go talk to a classmate, but we need to keep it at a level 2 to make sure we're not distracting the people around us who are working. And we are going to work up all the way up to the last few minutes of class. Don't worry. If it's right before dismissal, you will have enough time to pack up. Please do not worry about it. That you will have enough time. So here's what you'll be doing during math workshop, during the workshop time. You'll be working on your mastery checks when you're finished with the lesson. You'll be working on your self-paced lessons. I'll be calling you back for small groups to work with me. You will be completing Dreambox lessons. You'll have your independent assignments, and you will have conferences with your peers, so your classmates. The last part of our modern math workshop will be closure. So here are my expectations of you during closure. Be reflective. Think about what you learned. I don't want you to just be like, oh yeah, I did this lesson and done with it. No, think about what the purpose was of that lesson. That's why they all have an objective. Active listening. Think about what other people are saying. And our voice level will depend on the activity. Some are more of a partner share, some are more of a whole class. It just depends. So those are our modern math workshop expectations. And now that you have them and have guided notes about them, you can refer to them whenever you need to, because this is your expectation.